What's Bette Midler like?
Oh my God. She's like, in the space of an hour, you might meet 5 or 6 people. I mean, she has so much going on, and she's funny and witty, but very serious, very concerned about the world, very politically active, very concerned about the environment. I mean, she sent me like 4 cartons of paper straws and said, if I ever catch you with a plastic straw in your house, you're dead. You know, like she's very concerned about those things. And she's also really, really funny, but she's very dedicated. I mean, it's unbelievable. When we were doing, I worked on her Vegas show with her, and she was in her 60s, I think 62, 63 or whatever. And, you know, she'd get up and run 2 to 4 miles. She would do a Pilates class. She would work out. She would take a dance class. She would do a dance rehearsal. I would fly up. We would do a voice lesson for 90 minutes. Then she would do hair and makeup, then do the show, then do a meet and greet. I mean, she was going the entire day. And that was so inspiring to me. It really made me think, wow, that is very, very inspired to see someone at that age so passionate and enjoying it so much.
And working really hard.
Working really, really hard, never phoning it in, never being casual. But she's as charming and as funny, and for sure as interesting as you might think.
I'm picturing her being pretty interesting.
She's a whirling dervish.
Do you ever, because like you said, you know, it's your job to like keep everybody calm and like they have a job to do in these big performances. Do you, because like you have to be living under a rock sometimes, like not to read things about, like you said, like, you know, like Ariana, Katy Perry, like, so when you read or hear, not that you're looking for it, you know, like MGK and Megan Fox, I know you've worked with Machine Gun Kelly or Megan Fox, one of those 2, I think. But like, do you, when someone comes to your house, are you like, well, they might be in a bad mood today? Like, I mean, do you get into that, like the personal stuff with them? Or like, is it like, how could you not know what's going on with certain people, whether, you know, you're not looking for dirt, but it's just in your face?
Yeah. Well, by the way, I barely know MG. I know him because he did a song with Camila. I got to know him, and then I did a few lessons with him, and he was great. What a great guy. We had a really interesting conversation the first time we ever worked together. Very smart. You know, sometimes I'll feel it when someone comes in. Once in a while, someone will give me a heads up, like a manager or agent, or a mom might say, hey, just so you know, they're going through a rough patch, because they know I don't know. They know I try to stay away from all that. So they'll just kind of say, just letting you know, or they're tired because, and a lot of times they'll come in and just say to me, hey, I had a really rough night because, or this happened. And so then I try to go, okay, well, let's work on it. Let's try to let go of it. Let's do some breathing exercises. Let's just let that out of our body. Because if you can just get someone to be in the present moment, I don't know if you ever read the Eckhart Tolle book, The Power of Now, but being in the present moment, right now in this moment, everything is okay. You know, letting go of the past and not, you know, paying attention to the future. Now I have a cousin who's the opposite. Her motto, her husband used to say, her motto was, why enjoy the present when you can regret the past and fear the future? Which I was like, oh my God, that was so her. But the truth is, I mean, even she's changed. But I feel like, yeah, if you can be in the present moment, everything else just kind of falls away. And then they remember, oh yeah, I'm doing something I love.
That's true. I mean, you can't worry about the future if you're,
yeah,
you know, if you're here now.
Yeah.
Do you still like have stage fright yourself? Like, you know, like if you were at the Grammys, like, okay, you're not going to perform, but when you're there, you're in, you could feel the buzz, I'm sure. Like you get someone like an Ariana ready for the Grammys. Are you just like, oh my God, thank God that's not me?
No, it's now it's really turned into excitement. I just get very excited for them. Most of the people I work with, I feel very confident in their ability and know they're going to go out and do a good job. I mean, the only time when I would get a little apprehensive or anxiety ridden is if I have like 4 or 5 people on the same show. That's hard, trying to divide your time, make everyone feel good, make everyone feel like you're giving them your full attention. That's really hard. So sometimes you're running back and forth from dressing room to dressing room. And some places they have some people in the dressing room and some people across the street in trailers upstairs on the roof. So like I'm flying, so I'm wearing, you know, like track shoes just to be able to get back and forth. So that might give me some anxiety. But as far as stage fright or nervousness, I just get excited for them.
And you're just like a proud father, just sitting there waiting. I mean, no matter how old they are, like even with a Bette Midler, just holding your breath, saying like, just hit those notes and just do well today.
Yeah. I mean, people who have been near me will say, you're breathing with them, you're taking every breath, you're mouthing the words, your body's sort of going along with the movement that they're doing. And I'm always unaware of it because I'm just so focused on them. It's almost like you go into a trance and you're just so focused, not just on watching, but I'm always trying to send out like a mentally positive vibes, mental telepathy, like make this go well. This has got to go well.
You're like, please let it go well.
Yeah.
What did you do with Heather Dubrow? We have a lot of housewives on this show here, and we have a lot of people who are listening that are obsessed with everything housewives. So what did you do with Heather?
I'll tell you something funny. So many, many years ago, and I don't remember how many years ago, it could have been 15 years ago, it could have been more. I worked with a really talented, beautiful girl named Heather Paige Kent. And she used to sing with the Heather Paige Kent Orchestra. And I really liked her. And I really enjoyed my time with her. She had this up energy and was really fun. And then, I didn't see her for years and completely lost track of her. And then I got an email from someone who said, Heather Dubrow really wants to come in and start working with you again. And I wrote, oh, you must have the wrong voice teacher. I've never worked with the Heather Dubrow because I didn't watch the show and I was unaware. And it's not that I don't want to watch television. I love television. I just never have time. I work till so late. And then I always have things to do, walk my dog, feed my dog, do my invoicing, do the bills, whatever. So I never have time to watch. So this went back and forth a couple of times. And she's like, yes, you do know her. You gave her voice lessons. And I was like, no, I didn't. And then all of a sudden she wrote back, oh, maybe you knew her by her former name. And I was like, oh, well, of course, Heather Paige Kent. Yes. When did she want to come in? And then it was like no time had passed. I mean, it was so great. And we had so much fun. And Heather actually really encouraged me to do something, outside of my house, just teaching. She was like, you should set up a camera and do some YouTube videos or whatever. And I was like, oh, Heather, that's so not me. I can't imagine myself doing it. She was like, I'll help you. And then the pandemic came around because she was talking about maybe, going out for some shows, doing some shows, wanting to go to New York and do a show. And then I didn't really see her through the whole pandemic. I did some lessons with her daughter, who's very sweet and very talented. But I didn't see her. And as a matter of fact, I need to call her and go, hey, guess what? I'm glad you reminded me. She's been on my mind to get a hold of, but she's like, she walks in and just fills the whole room with sunshine.
And she wanted to do some shows, like go out for some shows.
And so I'm going to guess now that we're getting past all of that she'll probably want to do that again.
Well, she's also coming back to the Orange County Housewives.
I heard. I mean, Heather's that person who, she steps out of the car and you could just do a photo shoot right then, no matter what day it is, no matter what time of day, the heels, the dress, the hair, everything about her is like ready to go. It's amazing.
Well, her name on the Housewives is Fancy Pants. So if that tells you anything.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So the next time you see her or speak to her, you should call her Fancy Pants and ask her if she's enjoying drinking champagne. She drinks champagne and she's known as Fancy Pants.
I know about the Veuve Clicquot because she sent me some for Christmas. I am going to text her the minute we hang up and say, hey, Fancy Pants, what's going on?
She's been on this podcast with Terry. So, there you go. And you helped her in a band like way back in the day.
The Heather Paige Kent Orchestra. Yeah. She was just one of those people who just did things, instead of talking about it, she would just do it. And that's what I loved so much about her.